How is everybody doing? Let me set my music up here. We're going to get into it. I just want to say that I hope all of you are doing wonderful out there. I hope that you're living your best life, that you're manifesting great things in your life, that you're living in peace and harmony, tranquility, love, nurturing abilities, compassion, for self and for others, all that good stuff. If you're just tuning in, this is Enhanced Holistically Tarot and Life Advice. Check out my channel. I think you would like it. Very simplistic messages, but also I feel like the messages will meet you exactly where you are, whatever experiences you might be going through right now. So I feel like a lot of you out there are seeking for something deeper, a deeper knowledge of self, a deeper knowledge in the things of the spiritual world. And so continue to pursue that. He'll never let you down, never let you down. So if this video resonates with you, I ask that you please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those that you feel can be of benefit to whatever is said here, okay? I don't read for any astrological signs. I feel like the energy that is put out in my videos are fluid. Nothing wrong with those that do. It's just that for me and my ministry right now, I'm not led to do that. And so without further ado, we're going to do the Law of Attraction cards. One thing I just will share with you guys that I've been actually practicing is mirror gazing. Okay, I have done mirror gazing before, but didn't know it was such a word. Scrying is also what it's referred to as. And so anything that I do that would help my spiritual journey, I definitely want to share it with you, you kings and queens. Okay. So check that out, see if it resonates with you. But just to give you a little bit of what it is, it's nothing more than you taking a mirror. Some people black out the mirror and do all of that, but I just take a regular mirror and just practice looking in your eyes for a period of time and just focusing yourself and making sure that you deep breathe. And it's supposed to illuminate your subconscious. Speak positive affirmations over yourself as you're doing this because it is very, very, very powerful. Whatever life and death is in the power of the tongue, whatever you speak into the atmosphere or into the universe, that's what will be reflected back to you. So ensure that you take it very seriously. Just remind yourself you're speaking to yourself. Okay, so why would you tell yourself anything negative? Begin to love on yourself and tell your things positive things and affirm things over your life that you want to see in your life, okay? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead. I've already cleared my space. My intentions are set. My purpose for this channel is to just give you the messages that I feel Spirit is trying to relay for your better good, for your higher self, to be on your highest vibrations, to be in your best, be the best version that you can possibly be for yourself. And these messages help let you know that I'm on the right path. Or if something comes out, I don't feel like anything in these readings are adverse. I feel like to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So if there is something that comes out that doesn't quite sit well, everything is not going to be peaches and cream. However, if things come out and it is something that is giving you counsel, then take heed to the counsel. Spirit loves us so much. Our universe, our ancestors, our gods, our angels love us so much that they're like a parent. They correct us, okay? They give us a higher path to travel if we're not traveling on our highest path. We can always evolve and grow, so never take that for granted. Spirit guide, angels, ancestors, divine light, gods, and goddesses. Thank you for your messages right now. Thank you that all that is said and done will be for the higher of those that who are watching. Thank you for their love, their light. Thank you for their life. Thank you for their path. Thank you for their purpose. Thank you that all that is said and done will be for their highest good and that they will remain on their highest vibrations. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for allowing me to be used as a conduit to deliver these messages. May they be blessed and prosperous. Amen. I say, I say, I say. Here we go. Focus. All right. So it says, I focus my logical mind to make smart, effective decisions. So focus is a very important tool because focus goes along with consistency. When you are setting yourself your sights on a goal, you really want to make sure that first of all you have a vision. And vision and focus to me go hand in hand. But the more important thing is the consistency that goes behind what it is that you're trying to pursue. It may be a business, it may be something personable. It may be something that you're trying to achieve in a one-time thing. It might be something you're challenging yourself at. But whatever the case may be, consistency and focus, I believe, go hand in hand because that's how you make it effective. Talking about the mind is a very, very, very powerful thing. And sometimes we have things that we have in our subconscious that we're not aware of there, and they come out by way of dreams, daydreams, sitting and just meditating or things like that. But you have to make sure that you are thinking good thoughts often. Okay, I know all of us, yeah, we're human, and that's not to be used as a disclaimer, but a lot of times we allow things to occupy our mind space and that are not fruitful, and we have the power and we have the ability to change those things. So I want to caution those of you that have a lot of negative self-talk or a lot of regret going back into maybe past situations that have maybe not turned out for your greatest good. Be careful of dwelling on those things too often. Unless you're reflecting on those things and in a point of gratitude and seeing how far you've come, I feel like that is the place for reflecting on things that may not have been so good. But don't even reflect on it too long because those things will begin to take root in your subconscious. And before you know it, your actions will start to really show forth what it is that you have there. Okay, so you want to make sure that anything that you're thinking, the mind is very, 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 very powerful. And some of you, your feelings have a place. When you say you have to feel, you have to feel. Yes, you have to feel, but you have to balance that with logic. Okay, you can feel a lot of things if you allow your mind to go to a place that's not healthy. You're gonna invoke feelings, of course, but you have to also know that sometimes your feelings will fool you depending on how strong you are in your mindset. Okay, so ensure that you're just taking care of your mind. Tell yourself great things, affirm over yourself, journal what it is that you want to accomplish and challenge yourself. And I feel like you setting a tangible due date about what it is that you want to accomplish will give you that motivation and that focus that you need to consistently achieve your goals. The next card that came out was gratitude. Let me read it for you. It says, you fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. And I'm actually going to read this excerpt. Oh, 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 here it is. I'm going to read the excerpts about gratitude. So I'm going to have to probably put the card down here for a second just to find the excerpt. I'm going to read from the book here because I feel like they will give us more explanation and drive the point home. Gratitude is very important too because if you're not thankful for the things that you do have, it's very hard for the universe to reward you with anything else. Why? Because you're so focused on the problem that you're not looking at the blessings within the storm. And trust me, there's a blessing in everything. There's a high side to everything, even the most tumultuous of situations. You just have to choose to look at the silver lining and decide that you're going to dwell on the gratitude portion of the lesson rather than what's going on. And I know that's hard for some of us, but it's a work in progress, it's a practice. And so it says, you fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. When you live in gratitude, you are acknowledging to the universe your appreciation for every event that occurs in your life. Be thankful for each experience, whether you label it good or bad, because without it, you will not evolve. Granted, heartbreaking things happen in this physical dimension, but turn the page. If you look upon them as lessons to learn as opposed to misfortunes inflicted on you, you will glimpse the bigger picture. Everything can be a gift. As you consciously experience gratitude, you are mindful that even the simplest aspects of your life are wondrous and miraculous. With this outlook, your focus is placed on abundance consciousness, not on lack. As you acknowledge source energy, you expand your awareness and come to realize that you are part of something much larger than yourself, and that every moment is precious. It's just exactly what I just finished saying. If you don't try to glean from the positive aspects of any situation, then it's hard for you when you're asking for something. It's hard for you to truly, truly, truly Appreciate it. So keep that in mind, kings and queens. Okay, we're going to pull a little bit of the oracle cards here. And I try to do that more and more. I think I shared with you all, and it's not anything that I'm ashamed of because it happens. But I had a miscarriage here now, I would say about 3 weeks ago. No, maybe it's about a month now. But anyway, I had a miscarriage, and in that, granted, it was a very trying and hurtful situation. It very much still brings tears to my eyes. However, the gratitude in that was that I possessed life in my body. Although for a short while, I possessed life in my body. And for me to be this age and had never been pregnant before, I really decided that I was going to look at that situation as a blessing in disguise. Now, miscarriages happen more often than any of us can imagine. And the more I talked to people about it, they were like, yeah, I had a miscarriage for my first child or whatever, but they ended up having very perfect, viable pregnancies. They're out. And I still feel in my heart of hearts that it will happen, that I will be pregnant again and it will be viable. So you have to just continue to be grateful. My gratefulness is the fact that I thought I would never be pregnant because of the health issues that I've had, and that I felt what it was like to be pregnant, which was something I longed one for all of these years. And the blessing in it is that the universe deemed it um, that I would be able to be pregnant and feel that feeling, and to have a chance to pray over my child. You know what I'm saying? And I love the baby. I was only about 6 weeks along. I was supposed to be further, but of course the pregnancy wasn't viable, so it didn't go past a certain week. And by the time we found out, it was probably 3 weeks time passed. However, the gratitude is that I choose to thank God and the universe and my angels and my ancestors. Oh my God, I choose to thank them for the life they allowed me to have. And I did a meditation. I used to affirm over myself, and I still do, that I am possessing a spirit to be in charge of, and to prepare me for the spirit that's entering into my life, into my body, and that my body would be nurturing, and that it would be viable, and that I would have all the love and compassion for this spirit that is developing on the inside of me. And I really appreciated. I really appreciated that time, and I know that it's going to happen very soon if it's not happened already. Have so many people rooting for us to conceive again, and that is a blessing in and of itself. So the moral of the story is be grateful in all things. All things are going to work out for the good. All things. One more card, Spirit. One more card. And we're going to go over that. Oh, blessings. Appreciation came out. Gratitude and appreciation to me, again, it goes hand in hand. Be grateful, be appreciative when people go out of their way to do something for you, because nobody got to do a damn thing for us. The next thing is rest. Rest in the promises that the universe has already related to you. That's another thing I feel. I feel like, honestly, when I was pregnant, I was so stressed in a way that maybe I did not really take advantage of the rest. And I feel like that is also rest. That the key is the Holy Spirit giving you rest, your spirit guides giving you rest. And that rest comes from an assurance of knowing that everything that I want and everything I desire is going to come. I just can't make it come. I do my part, but then after that, I got to throw my hands up. And then survival. Some of you are feeling like, okay, I'm in this boat. Some of you may be feeling like you're surrounded by situations that are not feasible for you to get out of, and you're just like, God, can I just get some relief? You know what I'm saying? But as you can see, the divine is actually shining down on you. And even though you may have things in your circumstances or people in your circle that are wishing you harm or discord, the divine is saying, hey, my loving hand is going to support you and guide you. I'm going to keep you in this boat. I'm going to keep you protected and safe, whether that be energetically, physically, spiritually, whatever the case may be. All right. So this is the wonderful thing. Let's go ahead and do some angel crystal cards, and then we're gonna get into the spread. Yeah, but I feel like this is just saying like these are just assurances, encouragement for some of you to just stay the course. Don't lose hope. Don't get weary of what you're doing. You know, if you're doing all that you know how to do and you're not being messy and having your life filled with drama, you just need to know that you're doing all that you're divinely um, um, destined to do. So, the course is what is this? The topaz. Okay, forgiveness, heal. So, that's a mouthful. Time to release repressed anger at is blocking your health and happiness. You don't understand. I'm in the medical field. I'm a registered nurse. I feel as though a lot of ailments come from energetic blockages, spiritual blockages, and we all have to continue to evaluate ourselves and figure out, is there anything that I'm holding in my body? I truly feel like that's how cells mutate to cause cancer. This is one of the reasons why people develop cancer, because they just have so much stress in their body. And we just have to get to a place where we can rest, just like the previous oracle said. The other thing is I've done as of late with this new moon ritual was to write a letter to those, to a person, in my case a person that I feel was really really trying to make my life difficult for whatever reason, because their life is not thriving or whatever the case may be. Write a letter to that individual and burn it. Take all of whatever you feel, your anger, your resentment, your whatever, and take it all and burn it so that those things won't become a stumbling block before you. So I suggest that you all do that too. Again, that was the topaz. Give me one more card here. One more card. Oh, y'all see that? Yo, that jank flew out. Okay. Calcite. Busy times and multitasking. I'm going to show you the card and then I'm going to read it. That's a beautiful card. It reads, take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. Some people like to stay busy so that they can overcome something. They're trying to overcompensate for something, if you will. So if that be you, it's fine, but make sure you take that time. You gotta find out the root to everything that we do. Like honestly, we gotta, in nursing, we always ask ourselves, if we give a medication, if we do a specific treatment, we gotta ask ourselves, why are you doing it? What's the rationale behind that? And so a lot of us, spirit is saying, you need to get to the bottom. And that goes along with the forgiveness too. I really feel that way too. Get to the bottom of what you're feeling, how it's making you feel, what it's affecting your life because you feel it that way. Get to the bottom of it. So, wow. I feel as though this survival card has everything to do with the fact that you are trying to, I feel like it really, all these cards marry together, but something with the connection between the survival of what's going on, the forgiveness, and you keeping yourself excessively busy. What's that about? Ask yourself. I don't know. Ask yourself, what's that about? You're not resting. You're not resting. You're not letting your body rejuvenate. You're not even letting your mind and your spirit rejuvenate. Why aren't you resting? Hmm. What is that about? Get to the bottom of that. The only way you can get to the bottom of it is that you be honest with yourself. You can journal. You can talk to a friend, a trusted friend about it. Get to the bottom of it. Okay? I think the most important thing, people, is to be honest with self about what's going on with you. Be honest with yourself, okay? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Two cards came out. I'm going to go ahead and take these two off the floor here. Oh, let's see here. Death and... I'm going to look at these cards, but I'm going to put them back in the deck and make sure they're shuffled. The Death in the World card. Oh, this couldn't have came out. This is taking my breath away right now. This is taking my breath away because the death card signifies something dying, something ending, something being abolished, something being buried. And it might be time for it because this cycle card, whatever it is that you've been holding on to, you've been holding on to it for too long. So it's time to release it. It's becoming clearer already because we just finished talking about forgiveness and you overly working yourself. Why? Why aren't you giving your time self to sit down and and think through these feelings and thoughts that you've been having? Why aren't you giving yourself that time? Just look at that for a second. These are two cards that really marry. They marry each other. Cycles. Wow. Cycles. Yeah. Something is ending for you. Something you're deciding to put away, either childish attitudes, you're trying to put away anger, repress it, bury it. Whatever it is dead. Whatever this is dead. And now it's time to just float away, to be in the flow. Okay? Seasons are changing, times are changing. Whatever this is, you've been holding on to for a long time. You see how dark this death card is? That means something has decayed in your life, but you have been keeping it alive some kind of way. This reminds me of I don't know why this is coming to mind, but this reminds me of zombies. Zombies they are alive in the sense where they're still moving and thriving, but they're dead in their spirit. Like, ooh, this is what this card is reminding me of, a zombie. Now it's time for new life and freshness to come in. She has the water there. She has the greenery there. She has the cycles. Everything must go through a cycle. So now it's time to plant a different type of seed and allow it to come to fruition with this world card. You may be having to physically move from a place and start all over again. That's wonderful. That's good. Don't look at it as bad. It's a good card. It's letting you know that whatever dead thing you were trying to keep alive, it might be walking around and moving, but it has no life. It's not serving you anymore. It's time to put that away. So don't hang your head. Don't cry. Hey, don't just bury it and go on with your life. Okay. That just really that was for somebody. It's dead. Let it go. Move on. Physically move on. Emotionally move on. Whatever it is, move on. Okay. Dang. Again, the car ended up upright in the deck. I'm sure really. Hmm. You know, I have gratitude in this moment that, like I said, Spirit loves us so much that even the things that we don't want to face, Spirit constantly allows us to repeat these cycles. And we feel like we're being punished for something. We're not. We feel like we're being punished for something. I feel it's to say, even in relationships, you feel like you're punished because you're not with someone. You feel like something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you, sister, brother. Nothing is wrong. It's just that we have to master some things within ourselves before we can before we can invite anybody else into our vortex. And it just may be a thing of whoever your soulmate, whoever it is that's supposed to be in your life, that they are mastering some things in themselves. Judgment. I'm going to place all these cards out. I'm going to show you what they are. I'm going to place them and then we're going to talk about them because, of course, this all tells a story. That goes along with what I was just saying, just to talk a little bit about that one, because you are judging yourself right now. You're trying to figure out, why am I still alone? Why hasn't these things, too many cards, why haven't these things kind of like kicked off for me? There, I see it happening all around me. Wow. All this is gonna be a hellified reading. Ooh. My heart just started beating really fast. I'm looking at the cards coming out. Let me just show you. Five of Cups. Yo, yo, yo. This is blowing my mind right now. Stop being attached to Stop being attached to the outcome and enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey. We are so fixated on the outcome. There's nothing wrong with vision, nothing wrong with it at all. But don't be so rigid on how you get to the outcome of things. This is going to be an awesome reading. I feel it. Every reading is awesome. What am I talking about? Every reading is awesome. Every reading is awesome. The Knight of Pentacles have come out. Oh, they popping out now, boo boo. Yep. Mm-hmm. The Two of Wands have come out. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's all good, y'all. We just gotta decide that we're gonna look at it from a different lens. You feel what I'm saying? You know, the oracles, those oracle cards really set the tone because I feel like this has got everything to do with you. It's all about you, boo. In this reading, this is all about self. This is all about self. This is nothing outside. This is all internal. This reading here. We gotta get to the bottom of this reading here. This is all about self. This is going to be a reading of self-reflection, and I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Uh-oh. So what I feel is to say, that Spirit is saying is that you have to decide now. You can't keep blaming people for where you are energetically. We have to kind of now take some responsibility for this thing. We can't keep blaming what someone did, what they said to us, our upbringing. Excuse me. We can't continue to, we can't use that now. Now you're at a place where you really have to take responsibility for self, what self feels, what self thinks, what self does, how you be. Okay? So this is good. This is good. This is good. It's just all about how you're gonna take it at this point. It's all about how you're gonna take it at this point. So the judgment. This is even no longer judgment of what people feel about you. This is about what you feel about yourself. This is all about what you feel about yourself. So now I feel Spirit is saying, do not continue to lean on being validated and what other people have done to you. Now it's all about self. Let's turn that spotlight in. It's all about what you feel and think about what you are currently going through and what you feel about self. And a lot of you are going through this because you're having a lot of regret. You feel a fool in a lot of things that you might have allowed. Take it as a learning experience because now you're so focused on the fact that you was a fool for so long that you're not looking at the fact that you can grow from those situations and circumstances. You're having a lot of regret. And if you see that waterfall in the background, to me, that's a sign of hope. That's a sign that, okay, after I pour out these cups, I'm going to go and take the cups that I do have and I'm going to refill them. And I'm going to start all over again. We just talked about the death card in the world card. It's time for you to bury whatever has been holding us back. I'll say us because it may be things that I'm still dealing with and subconsciously I'm not aware. And I'm going to meditate and pray that those things be exposed so that I want to be free, y'all. And I know you want to be free. But in order for us to live our highest self, we have to first turn that spotlight in. You can't continue to blame a person, a situation, a circumstance on where you are right now. Those things might have contributed to where you are, but you definitely have the strength and know-how to be able to overcome. Stop living in regret. Forgive yourself, okay? What's crossing you is the king of the knight of pentacles. I feel like this is an energy. This is typically an earth energy, a earth sign energy, but the knight is something fast moving. You've been kind of skimming over the problems, skimming over the feelings, not addressing them, and that's why you've probably been so busy and multitasking because you don't want to sit down and really think about it because it hurts too much. But you have to go through that. You have to acknowledge it. Go ahead and cry, get it out, and then move on from it. Okay? It doesn't hold you unless you allow it to hold you. And many of us have been prisoners within ourselves because of something someone said, done, thought, whatever the case may be. And we have internalized it. So now we have to purge ourselves of that thing. The Four of Cups. This is where you need to be right now. You need to be in a place of solitude. You need to get to this place that you are away from people. And every time I see this card, I'm like, okay, this is where you want to be. But some of you are scared of being alone with your thoughts. Some of you are just plain old scared of being alone. But this is needful. Go into nature as you see this gentleman here is. Go into nature. Feel. Cups is emotions, feelings, nurturing, compassion. Okay? Feel what it is you need to feel. Build a bridge. Find a way to heal from it. Two of Wands. It's time for new adventures. Let's go forward with this now. In the past, you probably sat and reminisced, but you felt like you maybe have, on one hand, you might have felt like you were in bondage, and on the other hand, you felt like you're free. You kind of in that in-between phase of action. Should I go? Should I stay? Having that balance, that yin and yang, as you see there on that gentleman's sleeve, that yin and yang. You're trying to find a balance. You haven't been able to find one. You really haven't. He's tied on one end, he's tied on his hand, and one end he's tied on his foot. You have the appearance of being free, but inside you're really not free. It's time to get free, friends. Okay? All right, what do we have going forward? Let's talk about some forward moving stuff. This Sun card, vitality, hope. You gotta have some hope. You gotta hope. You gotta be like, you have to get to the point where it can almost feel like nothing is wrong, but we know, you know what I'm saying. But you got to just have the sun just kind of shine on all the darkness that you've been going through. All right, shine on the darkness that you've been going through and get over that. Now this next card here, I don't want you to be alarmed, but it's time to bury some things. It's time to leave some things behind. This Eight of Cups here, again, that goes right along with, hey, I'm having to bury some things. It's Eight of Cups. So now you're moving forward. You had the regret. Now it's time to have a visitation of those things. Put it on the table. Spread it out. Look at it. Evaluate it. Okay? But it's time to let it go. Again, this is you again. Four of Pentacles. You holding on. Trying to hold on to my sanity. I'm trying to hold on to my reputation. I'm trying to hold on to, looking like everything is cool, but it's really like I'm just trying to have both hands and both feet on the situation. You're trying to have control. And here it is that you need to give up that control. The Five of Swords. You may feel like you've won, and it might be off, you may be in a defense mechanism here. You're in defense because change is coming about. Like I said, these are all internal influences, I feel. I really feel like these are internal influences that you've had to fight. I had to fight all my life. For those of you who don't know, that came from Color Purple. For those of you that's old enough to remember that movie. But you feel like you've had to fight. This is an internal battle, conflict that you've had to deal with. And you're fighting for some clarity of some sort. You really, really are. It feels like, okay, I got to be on guard. So every time you turn around, you're getting snapped with your mouth. You're getting snapped because you like, I refuse to let anybody else hurt me. And you've taken some things from some people. You might even hurt some people in the midst of you being hurt, but you don't have to stay there. Here it is, Hangman. I want you to look at things from a different perspective. To me, this goes along with the fact that you need to get some rest. You need to sit here and you need to get into this energy of the Four of Cups, and you need to look at things from a different perspective. Lay it all out on the table, okay? Lay it all out on the table and just see it for what it is. See yourself for what you are. And that's not a bad thing. Because at the end of it all, the outcome card, the Nine of Cups, whatever it is that you wish for yourself, whatever it is that you desire for yourself will come true. This is the genie with all these cups. So this is telling me that you need to have more love and compassion for yourself. Forgive yourself first and foremost. Don't beat yourself up about what you allowed to happen anymore. This is for someone. And if it's for you, please share this video if you feel like it's for someone else. But I just feel like these are all internal. This has nothing to do with business. It has nothing to do with none of that. This is a reading for self. This is a reading for internal reflection and healing. Okay? Internal reflection and healing is what this reading is all about. I'm going over on time, but I just feel so much about this that there's a breakthrough. You are already in your breakthrough. The High Priestess. High Priestess says, listen to your intuition. Have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting. Count the costs. You want to be free? Do the things that you need to do to get free. Do it. It's all in your court now. Have that balance with yourself. Have that difficult conversation. Many times we think it's hard to have a conversation with an external person. It's really hard to have a conversation with yourself. Okay, these are the Three of Water and the Page of Water. A celebration, a wedding, a graduation for some of you, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. Okay, now that you're getting through all of this, now it's time for you to celebrate. Celebrate yourself. Go out and enjoy weddings and birth announcement. Why? Because you ain't bitter no more. You're not bitter no more. Page of Water, a new person enters your life, a relationship begins, a new phase, a heightened psychic abilities. But again, you have to work through all of this in order for this to come to fruition, in order for that new person to come. Because I'm going to tell you, the law of attraction is real. And all that you're harboring within yourself, and then you try to go out and meet somebody, you don't know what you have attracted. You have become a magnet, maybe at times to the wrong people. And you have to really, really consider that. And then when that situation doesn't work out, you just continue to add insult to injury. You continue to have more of a validation of why you got to be so defensive, why you got to be so hard. Then that's another person that you got to forgive because they have hurt you. But you attracted that individual. Think about it. Think about it. Consider it. Think about it. You may not agree with me, and that's fine. But for some of you, that is just definitely the case. The spirit is like, no, I want to get you together first. I want to get you together so that when you do marry with someone, when you do have companionship, it don't even have to be an intimate relationship. It could be a friendship so that you can have healthy unions. You work on you, boo. That has been the messages from Spirit. I hope that it's really resonated with a lot of you because I feel in my heart of hearts that it was for somebody. So if you feel as though that this message has resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share this video. I really appreciate you all for your time. I got tongue-tied there. I really appreciate you for your time, and I just love you all so much. I wish you all the best in life and love. Please leave comments down below. Make sure that they're tactful and that they're beneficial for the greater good that will be watching this channel, okay? Love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, prosperous, abundant day. Ashe, ashe, ashe.